Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Real quick, touch. Double check the steering wheel. Roll.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
All out there. Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
He knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Hello, welcome to Talladega, here with the Rogue Racing League. Greg Thielsen up in the booth. Season 4, this is round 2 here at Talladega Rogue Racing League. Looking forward to an exciting Gen 4 pack racing event here. A lot of close, hard racing. A lot of drivers looking to push to the front tonight. Let's roll into qualifying. As these drivers roll out to qualifying, let's pull up our little race info. Rogue Racing League Season 4 here at Talladega Super Speedway. This is our round 2 of Season 4. 2.5 mile track. Look for high speeds, close proximity, and a lot of action here tonight. Very excited to bring you the Rogue Racing League. Want to give a big shout out to our sponsors here at Fearless Broadcasting. Thank you to Goose's Rattlecan Shop, Premier Racing Setups, Juicy Spider Studios, and Puffy Swag Shop. Thank you all our valued partners that work with us. Let's check out on some of these drivers out on track. That number 8 of Devin Clark, currently out making his qualifying runs out here. Great throwback scheme by Devin as he comes to take his lap for lap number 1 here. Pop up scoring and timing here in a moment once times start jumping on the board. I don't even think, let's see. Yeah, no, they're not quite there yet. I think he's the first car out on track. Let's see. Check in with that 84 Corey Stewart. Out there getting ready to set his lap down. Once again, thank you for stopping by, checking us out. Fearless Broadcasting bringing you the Rogue Racing League Season 4 Round 2 here at Talladega Super Speedway. as we watch this 84 of Corey Stewart making his way around here for qualifying. Big plate track here, Gen 4 NASCARs. Look for a lot of action. I saw 30 plus drivers in attendance in practice there. Let's see where these drivers are starting to pop up on the board there. So let's pop up our tower. Jump around. Looks like Steve Bocock in that 12 up to that provisional top position, that pole position on the top of the tower. Jason Berg now jumping up to that top provisional spot. Last season's champion, season 3's champion. Strong run from Jason. Corey Stewart up in that 3rd spot. Tim Darby up in 4th in that tied machine number 13. Oh, what's going on there with little graphical error on my end? I'm not sure if it made it to the stream. Hopefully it did not. I don't know what was going on there. Some kind of graphic was not having fun with us. Hope you guys are having a great night tonight. Checking out qualifying here. Jason Berg still up on top. Steve Bocock sitting in 2nd. Devin Clark in that 3rd spot. Jake Johnson in 4th here in this 32. About 12 drivers getting up on the board so far. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's see who else. Oh, jumping to that top spot, the 30 of Nathan Anderson. To the top spot, that number 30. Let me refresh Trading Paints because don't look like their paint's loaded. Sorry about that. It's gonna be a pain. Come on. Of course. Let's restart Trading Paints quickly because it's not wanting to cooperate. Fortunately, there we go. Got that all back sorted. Sorry about that. What's going on with that? Nicholas Trudeau, season 2 champion out there, jumping to that 2nd position. Great job seeing that by Nicholas. Let's see, Jerry Rose out on track. David Chandler, no. Oh, here we go. Hopefully that little refresh. I know a few drivers joined in late, so might have been why I had to refresh the old Trading Paints there. Fortunately, heading into round 2 here at Talladega. 12 round season this season. So 2 down. Looks like we got 10 more to go. 8 in our regular season. So we do have a little bit of a, not the complete 12 full, but 8 regular season races this season. And then we'll be followed by the 4 chase races. Excited for that. The chase format, just like NASCAR switched back to. Of course, they've been using that since, I believe, season 1 here at Rogue. I think they figured it out before NASCAR. Look at there. Nathan Anderson still sitting on the top spot in the 3089 car of Nicholas Trudeau in 2nd. Jake Johnson in the 32 sitting 3rd. Jason Berg is 4th. Steve Bocock rounding out our top 5. John Spizak in that 54 as we jump, watching him a little bit up in the 6th spot right now. Devin Clark in that 8 car in the 7th position. Fred Daniels in that 6 car sitting in 8th. The 7 of Alex McWhorter is sitting in 9th in that 10th position right now. Christian Alston. Paul Watson jumping up to that 5th position. Notice that Paul Watson in the 77. Ride the Dente. Looking like Carson Hocevar out here. Hopefully it doesn't cause as many wrecks. Carson's still my boy. He cool. I like Carson. Gotta be aggressive, man. You gotta be willing to go for it, right? David Chandler's still out here making a few laps. Let's see. He jumps up to 12th position. Give you a top 10 rundown one more time. Nathan Anderson still up in that top spot. Nicholas Trudeau, Tyler Daniels, Jake Johnson, Jason Berg, Paul Watson, Steve Bocock, John Spizak, Devin Clark, Fred Daniels, rounding out our top 10. Alex McCorder, David Chandler, Christian Alston, Corey Stewart, Zach DeMars, Gary Rose, Dylan Passetti, Tim Darby, David Owens, all rounding out the top 20 there. Joshua Dunn in the 4 car. I believe he's painted as a 23 today, but jumping up to 12th. Good job by him as qualifying, rolling close to the end there. Quite a few vehicles out there. Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cars, it looks like, yet to make their qualifying runs so far. As we watch that 23, it says the 4 car, Joshua Dunn, but he is number 23 in the game on the scoreboard. He is number 4. That's okay. We can figure that out. See, the 24, David Owens jumping up to that 7th position. NOS sponsored 24 right there. David Owens jumping up to a top 10 starting position. 20 cars so far putting in their laps. Looks like Chuck Sweeting, Wesley Outman, Austin Toller, Hunter Mitchell, Aaron Rucker, Kyle Lynott, Richard Culbertson, Stephen Neal, and Lee Jones, along with Matt Novella and Peter Stewart, all electing not to take their run so far. None of them out on track currently. Like this 24, the only car on track, rolling back to pit lane as we see. Making his way back to his pit stall. Doesn't look like any other cars joining out for qualifying right now. Once again, thank you for stopping by Fearless Broadcasting. This is Greg Tilson here with the Rogue Racing League. Excited to be here at Talladega. Round 2 of the 12-round season. Had a really good time out in Talladega. Spent many days out here spotting for the racing experience. Been all over this racetrack. 33 degrees of banking in those corners. Gonna be a show here for us tonight, folks. The grid is starting to get loaded into drivers loading into their cars out on the grid. Today's 75 laps about to begin here with the Rogue Racing League. Thank you everybody who here live with us, checking us back out on the video. Let's go ahead and roll our starting grid. Nathan Anderson starting on that pole. Nicholas Trudeau to his outside, starting off in P2. In row 2, we'll have Tyler Daniels starting off P3 with Jake Johnson rolling off to his outside in P4. Jason Berg, last season's champion, that's why that C's there, rolling off P5 inside of row 3. Paul Watson will be rolling off to the outside row 3, P6. David Owens in P7 rolling off tonight. Steve Bocock, P8, just on the outside of row 4 there. John Spizak rolling off row 5 on the inside lane in P9. P10, Devin Clark in that 8 car. Fred Daniels will be rolling off in the 11th position. Alex McQuarter will roll off P12. Joshua Dunn, P13, and David Chandler rolling off P14. Christian Alston and Corey Stewart rolling off P15 and P16, rounding out our row 8 here today. Row 9 will be Zach DeMars rolling off P17 and Gary Rose rolling off in P18. As you see that pace car and the cars beginning to roll off here. Dylan Passetti in that 44 rolling off P19. Tim Darby will be rolling off P20. Chuck Sweeting in 21st and Peter Stewart in 22nd in that 11th row here tonight. Aaron Rucker starting P23 with Matt Novella rolling off tonight in P24. Lee Jones and Kyle Lynott rounding out our row 13 here, P25 and P26. P27 will be Wesley Altman, Austin Toller rolling off P28 here tonight. Great field here. Richard Culbertson in P29 with Stephen Neal rolling off in P30. And we have Hunter Mitchell rolling off in that 31st position, row 16. Looking to get this thing started here tonight. Great field of Gen 4 cars. Super excited to see what these guys can do. As Nicholas Trudeau and Nathan Anderson out front, bringing us to this green flag here. Pace lights are out. Pace car will roll off this time. We are going green flag racing here at Talladega. Super excited to see how this race turns out. 31 drivers out here tonight. Great showing for the Rogue Racing League as that pace car rolls out, rolling through that Yellowwood restart area here, coming up through the tri-oval, side by side. What a great field. Green flag is out. That 30 car of Nathan Anderson bringing us to that green flag. Nicholas Trudeau to his outside. Caution already out. Not sure what happened there. Oh no. Let's take a look back. What happened here? Unfortunately, quite a few checkups here. Leaving space, just condensed. And then, yep, just unable to come to that initial green flag. Unfortunately, let's bring it back one more time. I want to check with that. Car play. Let's jump in the chase cam of this 56 car. Kind of just nowhere to go, unfortunately, for that 56 of Matt Novella. Very unfortunate. Matt Novella there getting run over on that initial start. Hopefully driver's able to reel it back in, get some green flag racing here. Everybody excited to get back going. Totally understandable here. Hopefully drivers take this as a little warning. Well, that's not what we wanted to do. So reel it back just a little bit. Let's try it one more time and get this thing rolling. Still out front, that 30 car, Nathan Anderson. Just behind that pace car, Nicholas Trudeau, the 89. Sitting in second position, that 45, Tyler Daniels. Jake Johnson sitting in fourth. Jason Berg in fifth. As these cars race to catch back up with the pace car here. Looks like the pace car took off on them. Jason Berg, last season's champion. That 21 car currently sitting in 5th position. Great field of drivers out here tonight. Fortunately, it wasn't from none of the front cars, all the back kind of getting stacked up there. So fortunately, drivers just leaving a little bit too much room, condensing that room and nowhere to go. It happens on these starts. Once again, thank you for stopping by with Fearless Broadcasting. Greg Thielsen up in the booth. Want to give a big thank you to Premier Racing Setups, Juicy Spider Studios, also want to give a big thank you to Goose's Rattlecan Shop, Puffy Swag Shop. Thank you for everything you guys do to help us out here at Fearless Broadcasting. Does not look like the pace lights are out. Gonna have to ride around one more time here around caution. Let's jump to a quick commercial, show you where you should get all your racing setups, Premier Racing Setups. We will be right back.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
As we dive back with the Rogue Racing League here at Talladega, lights should be going off there on the pace car. 1 to go. Initial start, unfortunately, going yellow. Hopefully able to get a good start off here. Get some green flag side by side. Gen 4 NASCAR action out here at Talladega. Super excited to have you all with us. Thank you for checking us out here at Fearless Broadcasting. Thank you for checking out the Rogue Racing League and their Gen 4 Season 4 season here with us. As we do have Nathan Anderson out front in that 30 car, the 89, and Nicholas Trudeau leading us to this restart. First caution completed here, coming to green when we come to the stripe this time. Jake Johnson, Tyler Daniels, Paul Watson rounding out our top 5. Jason Berg, Steve Bocock, David Owens, Devin Clark, and Alex McQuarter rounding out our top 10. All hoping for a good run right there. Is that bottom lane not looking to be as formed up there? Wondering if that's a strategy or they kind of tighten it back up there. That top side looking a little bit more organized there. That might be to their advantage here. Up the bottom getting reorganized. Somebody heard me. Come on, tighten it up. Yeah, all about this restart. Getting good track position here. Pace car pulling out of frame. Ready to go. Green flag racing here. That 30 of Nathan Anderson bringing us to that green flag. Nicholas Trudeau is outside. Tyler Daniels just behind him. Green flag is out. They are off. That 30 car making a clean break. Let's check the back. Make sure they all get through cleanly here. Do I see Dale Earnhardt? Yes, I do. All making it through clean. Jumping back up front. Nathan Anderson able to get out in front. Tyler Daniels right there in the draft. Right behind his back bumper. That bottom lane looking to make some advancements here early. Not a lot of drivers staying up on that top side. 4 drivers, only 4 drivers right now in that front pack. Nicholas Trudeau in that 89, slowly dropping back there on that high side, unable to make something happen with it. As these cars start to single file out just a little bit, Nathan Anderson still out in front in that 30. Tyler Daniels in the 45 right behind him. Jason Berg up to third in that 21 car. We've got David Owens in the 24 up to fourth, up 3 spots right now. Nicholas Trudeau down to 6th spot, down 4 spots, starting in that outside front row, able to find himself a spot down in the draft. Single file action up front. Many of these drivers just wanting to click off some laps, get some laps out of the way, get some racing done, see what the strategy is unfolding to be. Let's run back through here a little bit more. Quite a bit of action back in the back here as they work it out. Single file back as the 11 of Lee Jones in front of Hunter Mitchell in that 16 there, and that 56 of Matt Novella. Few laps down. Jumping back out front, still single file. Great action, snake action going down the back stretch. Everybody looking for every inch of air, trying to get it on that nose, keep the car from overheating, not get too close to that car in front of you. Definitely an important balance here today. Bump drafting and pushing the car in front of you and not overusing your equipment today. I know these Gem 4s will overheat if you just stay glued to somebody's bumper. So you're definitely going to have to pop out a line, kind of give them a little bit of space at times. Don't want to see that coolant temperature peak up, as we see Tyler Daniels in that second spot in that 45, kind of peeking his nose to the outside, probably trying to keep that engine as cool as he can, sitting behind that 30 car. Nathan Anderson sitting out front. Few great green flag laps here. All these cars single file. Give you a top 10 rundown here. First place still that 30 car, Nathan Anderson. That 45, Tyler Daniels, they're sitting in second. The 21, Jason Berg, sitting in third. That 24 car of David Owens is back in the 4th position. 77, Paul Watson, up a spot to the 5th spot. Nicholas Trudeau holding on to a top 6 spot in 6th. Steve Bocock sitting there in 7th. John Spizak in 8th. Fred Daniels in 9th, with Joshua Dunn rounding out our top 10. Jake Johnson, unfortunately, nope, not our biggest loser. Never mind. Our biggest loser, unfortunately, Devin Clark right now, down 15 spots, starting in 5th, down to the, no, starting in 10th, down to the 25th position. No, if he's down 15, yeah, he started 10th. Sorry, excuse me. I had to do that mental math in my head. As these cars single file, let's look back. These cars getting double file back here. Some action happening in the back of the pack. Pull up some of our telemetry here. These cars, well excess of 190 miles an hour here today in the draft. 196 I saw as a top speed there. It's about 7,200 RPM. What a spectacular sight. These NASCARs just inches from each other, almost 200 miles an hour around this Talladega Super Speedway. That 48, Wesley Ottman, looking to the outside of that 23, the number 4, scored as the number 4 of Joshua Dunn. Able to hold him a little bit, even gain a little one spot. Little side drafting going on back here. Let's see, Wesley Ottman in that 48. See if Wesley can get something done here on the outside. Pretty much the only driver out there. I see one more up ahead. Who is that? That's the... I'm not sure. Who is that? No. That would be Gary Rose out there on the outside as well. Trying to find who's out there. Dropping back quick here, unfortunately, is that 51 of Rose. Still plenty of laps to go. 12 through here. 75 our estimated completed date. Or scheduled completion lap. Because we do have some green-white checkers that are possible. You never quite know that lap 75 might just not pull out the checker here tonight. You know, plate racing big on the green-white checkers. See how that turns out. But this draft, I know a lot of people talking about these Gen 4 cars. If you fall to the back of the line, you're pretty much out of luck. Let's jump back here with this 3 of Aaron Rucker in the back of this line here. Looks like he's doing okay to keep that draft right now. With that 4, numbered the 23 of Joshua Dunn out in front of him, able to hold on to the draft back here, is Aaron Rucker. As they look like they're getting side by side back up front. Let's jump back up front. That is the 24 of David Owens on that outside lane there. Just to the outside of the 89 of Nicholas Trudeau. As we come to lap 14 here, Rogue Racing League broadcasted by Fearless Broadcasting. Thank you for stopping by if you're here with us live. Checking this video out after the fact on video. Thank you for stopping by. Greg Tilson up in the booth. Want to thank you for coming out as we keep an eye on that 24. David Owens on that outside. The 77 of Paul Watson jumping in behind. Trying to give him a little bit of drafting help here. See if they can make something happen on the outside. I'm real curious. Somebody jumps up with them. See if they can make something happen here. A lot of side drafting by that 24 and that 77. Trying to hold that speed. Hold that bottom lane back. Great front lead pack here. Still double file that 24 and the 89, Nicholas Trudeau and David Owens side by side there for about the second or third lap here. That 12 car, Steve Bocock on the bottom. That 77 of Paul Watson to his outside there. Kind of just hanging out side by side of each other. Fortunately, that 77 slipping back a spot. It looks like the 24 diving to the bottom, trying to jump back in with the draft. Fortunately, leaving that 77 vulnerable and alone. 24 hopping back to the outside of Steve Bocock here. David Owens not able to make a run there. Nathan Anderson still out front. Tyler Daniels still sitting second. Jason Berg, Nicholas Trudeau still our top 5. As we see quite a bit of single file here. Not a lot of drivers electing to move up to that outside quite yet. Content drafting with the driver ahead of them. So we see that 28 car. That 28, Christian Alston up 7. Up 7 spots to the 8th position, working his way forward in that Talladega Nights me car. We gotta take a little bit of a closer. Oh no!
Yellow.
As The 12 of Steve Bocock losing a bumper and possibly... Oh, yeah, that's not good. Off the nose of that 54 of John Spizak. Is that a bad bump? Yeah, just a little bit of movement. Going a little too close. Steve Bocock finding himself in that backstretch wall there. Fortunately, able to bring it back to pit road. It looks like no bumper left on that front, though, unfortunately. As our second caution comes out, quite a few green flag laps there. A bad bump. Just got John Spizak catching Steve Bocock just at the bad time right there. Fortunately, not what Steve Bocock wanted to see there. As this caution comes out, want to give a big thank you to Premier Racing Setups, Juicy Spider Studios, Puffy Swag Shop, and Goose's Rattlecan Shop. Big thank you to Rogue Racing League for having me up here in the booth. Greg Thielsen up here, bringing you all the action of the Season 4 Rogue Racing League. This is round 2, opened up at Auto Club last week. Tyler Daniels in that 45, able to capture that win last week. See what he can do tonight, sitting in that second spot. First time down pit road for these leaders. Let's see almost all of the cars coming down pit road here. Trying to get some fresh rubber, fill up full of fuel. See how many tires this leader does. Nathan Anderson. They changing tires. They getting fuel. The 89 overshooting his box. Just ever so slightly. Able to quickly get it back. Does the 45 beat him out? The 45 beating the 30 out of pit lane. Scored. Nope. Nope. iRacing said give it back. All right, let's jump with our biggest mover so far today. Biggest mover Richard Culbertson in that 69, started in 29th, currently up to 14th, up 15 positions. Right now, our biggest mover, he's got competition right behind him in that 43. Stephen Neal up 14 spots. Stephen Neal, Richard Culbertson having a good day today. Making their way forward. Unfortunately, Steve Bocock with that damage. Unfortunately, down 22 spots to the 30th position. Starting off in 8th. Not the night Steve Bocock wanting to have in that number 12 car. Unfortunately. Matt Novella out early as well. Pace lights still out. I'm gonna go back around one more time as the field gets their order sorted back out. They'll double file up here. And we are gonna go back racing with the Rogue Racing League here on Fearless Broadcasting. Greg Thielsen up in the booth. Really excited to have you guys here with us. What great racing we got. Brings me back to that 2000 era of NASCAR. Very much so like a single pack. You know, they often got into like tandem drafts back at that time period. Not seeing much of that yet. A lot of big pack drafting, but you know, with this many cars this early in the race, I don't think they're going to get that spread out quite yet as we do have that 30 of Nathan Anderson, the 45 Tyler Daniels. Going to be bringing us to this green flag one more time. The 30 been out front for quite a bit here tonight. Looking strong out front, wanting to keep that good track position here at Talladega. Coming down that Alabama gang back stretch here at Talladega. Don't know if you know much about that history, but excuse me. And I'm going to give you a little top 10 rundown. Nathan Anderson, Tyler Daniels, Fred Daniels, David Owens, David Chandler, Dylan Passetti, Nicholas Trudeau, Alex McWhorter, Jason Berg, and Jake Johnson rounding out our top 10. As you see, that 44 Gators of Dylan Passetti and that one Bud Light car of David Chandler moving up in the position order. Up in front now, see what they can do. Pace car about to pull off here. Getting ready to go. Green flag once they enter that restart zone. Nathan Anderson and Tyler Daniels bringing us to the line.
Green flag.
Green flag is out, folks. That 45, not as much help behind him as that bottom lane. The 24 all over that 30 of Nathan Anderson. Expecting that bottom to get a little bit better of a run. Yes, indeed, the bottom off to a good start there. Expect Tyler to jump down here. Yep, Tyler dives to the bottom in that 45. Jumps back in the draft. The 6 left out to dry out there. It's the 6 of Fred Daniels. His buddy Tyler Daniels leaving him out to dry there. Jump back here to this side-by-side. Nicholas Trudeau to the outside of Alex McWhorter. Little bit of side-by-side. Many of these drivers electing to get back into a single file line here. Heading into turn 1, the first 3 to 4, maybe 5 rows all side by side. Action packed here. That outside lane getting some momentum, getting some confidence up on that high side. A few more drivers electing to jump up there. Haven't seen it here tonight, folks. Not yet. Not a dedicated outside lane. It looks like it is forming. That 6 Fred Daniels, the 45 Tyler Daniels in front of him. The 24 of David Owens looks like he's going to come lead this lap, quite possibly. That outside lane with quite the energy out front. Pushing to the lead there. The 24 car scored as the leader of that lap. He drops down low and jumps back up with his buddy. That 45 of Tyler Daniels. With that 6 of Fred Daniels just behind him to his bumper. Another car electing to move to that outside. Wesley Altman, I see that 48 jumping out to the outside a few rows back. Hoping to make himself a run up forward. The 24 dive into that bottom, protecting that bottom side. Expect him to jump back out in front of that 45 of Tyler Daniels. Unfortunately, not enough room. Tyler side by side with that second place car, pulling back up to the side of the 24. 3 wide? Nope, almost 3 wide. That 30 car, the one of David Chandler, almost getting a real bad bump on that 30 of Nathan Anderson out front quite a bit today. Almost gave him a chance to give him a bad bump right there. Real close right there out front. Hard racing. The 6 and the 45 to the bottom. The Daniel boys to the bottom. Fred Daniels in that 6. Tyler Daniels in the 45 out front. The 24 not ready to give up that front spot out in front of Nicholas Trudeau in that 89. To the top side, the 21 and the 44. Some contact there. Able to keep it straight. This front pack 3 wide here. That 30, the 48. Side by side, 3 wide. Still the 3 pushing the 48 through, the 77 and the 3. 3 wide back in the pack. Moving and shaking. Back to 2 wide. Great job by these drivers here. 48 car electing back to that outside lane. What a group of Gen 4 NASCARs we got here at Talladega. Heard we got them tuned up 110% here tonight. The 44 almost sideways off the 32 nose of Jake Johnson.
What do you think, bud? You think you're all right out
What?
there?
Oh, didn't see that. Let's back it up. Who? No, wasn't him. Wasn't him. I see the Aleno. All right, let's see what happened here. Let's go slow. We saw that contact live between the 32 and the 44. We're going to have to jump back here maybe. I don't think it's this far forward. Yep, that. Well, it was that 69. Let's wind it just a little bit. We want to catch what happened there. Really good. Okay. Oh, just catching the back of this pack. They slowed up. That 84 just got under the 69. Nowhere to go. Looks like that 69 not getting too much damage. See if we can jump. Was that the 12 behind him? He's going to jump on board with the 12, but he jumped to the bottom lane. That ain't going to help. Well, it didn't look like too much damage back there. We'll wait till he passes us back here. Yeah, that's not much damage at all. I think he got lucky. That 69 of Richard Culbertson. Fortunately, not what we wanted to see. Another yellow come out, but these drivers able to make another pit stop. And it looks like the 30 electing not to pit here. Bold move, Cotton. Okay. Almost all the other drivers. The 35 of Zach DeMars electing not to make a pit stop. Yeah, right? No pit stop, right? Yeah, lap 18. We are not on lap 18 anymore. 18. And we're going to jump back. Lap 26. Yep. So 2 tires. 5.9 seconds. Either 2 tires or just splash and go. Or David Owens. Tyler Daniels with the 5-second stop. Fred Daniels with the 7, almost 7. I'm going to say these guys got 2. Jason Berg with 2 maybe. First just did a splash and go. Not quite sure here. But let's jump back up front. Our race leader, Nathan Anderson, still out ahead, starting on that pole position. Not yet to give it up. Let's go ahead and pull our race recap up for the first time today. Still under yellow here. Third caution for 7 laps. 2 lead changes. Lap 27 of 75 here so far. Convenient little race tracker with the green and yellow little bars replicating our cautions. during the race. You see that checkered flag over on that far side, trying to make it to the end of the race. Let's bring up some weather while we got it. 68 degrees out here, Talladega, Alabama. 4 mile per hour wind, clear conditions, 30% humidity. Sounds like a beautiful day in Alabama. I'm talking beautiful day in Alabama. Looking like the pace car lights are out. Are they out? Yep, they are out. Field starting to get double filed back up here. Nathan Anderson and Zach DeMars, that 30 and 35, going to be leading us off to the green flag this time. On this green flag, I'm going to do a little crank it up. Got it requested, so I'm going to give her a try. I'm going to crank up the volume this first lap once we go green. I'll announce that first lap, get you guys going, do a crank it up little segment for you. Try to give you some engine sounds. Give me a chance to take a little bit of a drink. Once again, thank you for being here with us at the Rogue Racing League Season 4, Round 2 here at Talladega. Broadcasted by Fearless Broadcasting. Greg Thielsen up in the booth. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. Looking forward to the Talladega race for NASCAR next week. A little bit of hype here for you guys with the Gen 4s and Rogue Racing League as we get ready to go. Green flag here. Pace car coming out of turn 4. We'll be peeling off here that 30 and 35 of Nathan Anderson, Zach DeMars. Leading us to the green flag, David Owens, Tyler Daniels, Fred Daniels. Top 5 looking to make something happen here. Getting ready to go green flag. Across this tri-oval, pulling up to the restart zone. Green flag is underway. Great start by that 30. The 24 absolutely connected to Nathan Anderson in that 30. David Owens in that 24. Great push to get that 30 car out ahead. The 35, Zach DeMars sliding back down into that third spot side by side as we go back along through the field. Getting ready for this crank it up. Tyler Daniels, this one's for you. In that 45 on the outside there. I know he was one definitely requested to crank it up. Brought it up as an idea. He said, yep, make that one happen. So we're going to make it happen, buddy. 35. Zach DeMars pushing that 24 of David Owens out front. The 30 up on that high side. See, we're going to go ahead and crank it up this lap for you folks. Crank it up here at the Fearless Broadcasting channel. Hope you guys liked it. Little bit of car noises right in your face. Hopefully that worked out pretty well. Think I got it back to the right spot. Hoping to build a graphic for a little crank it up segment. Gonna be incoming. Definitely working on something like that. Probably not going to name it Crank It Up due to probably trademark and copyright infringement possibilities, but we're going to do something like that, let you know. Once again, thank you to all our partners. Premier Racing Setups, Juicy Spider Studios, Puffy Swag Shop, Goose's Rattlecan Shop. Thank you to everyone who makes everything we do that much easier. As we click off lap 32 here. Good green flag run here side by side. This pack. Good Talladega side by side action. Can't get much better than that. Let's jump on the chopper. Watch this side by side from up above. As we watch these cars, these Gen 4 cars just absolutely love to move all over the place. Not really able to see it quite as well from our TV screens, but jump up in the chopper and you can just see how much these cars are moving. You don't want to give the car in front of you a bad bump like that 77. Almost just gave that 7 a bad bump. Able to keep it right there on his back bumper. 3 wide here. The 77 up through the middle. Not much help. The 3 pulling up. Can he get him some help here? Able to lead that lap. So we jump back out. Trying some new views, some new things. Hoping to keep you guys interested here. Once again, thank you for being here with us at Fearless Broadcasting. Greg Thielsen up in the booth. Here with the Rogue Racing League Season 4. Round 2 here at Talladega here tonight. Great group of drivers able to keep it side by side. Green flag. These Gen 4 NASCARs just bring back so many memories. A lot of these paint schemes, you just see them in that Kodak 51 car. Absolutely iconic. That 6 Viagra. I mean, come on, that just brings back so many memories. Gotta appreciate that 3 Dale Earnhardt up front of Aaron Rucker. Always a pleasure to have that Intimidator paint scheme out on the racetrack. Doing Intimidator things, moving to the front out here in Talladega. Only Paul Watson in that 77 ahead of him. Quite a bit of changes up front. That 77 now our leader. Aaron Rucker up 21 spots to that 2nd spot in that 3 car. David Chandler up 11 to that 3rd position. Nathan Anderson has been out front almost all day so far. Still in that top 5 in 4th. Zach DeMars with that great restart, starting up front. Getting some track position up in the 5th position. We got Wesley Ottman sitting in 6th. Joshua Dunn sitting in 8th as it all jumps around on me. David Owen sitting in 9th. Gary Rose in 10th. Great lead group here. All looking to single file out. That 6 still on the outside. We saw the 24, that last green flag run. Wanting to keep it on the outside. Let's jump back with Fred Daniels, able to make it down to the bottom. All single file now. As we see this lead pack of cars all single file back out. Just as I say it, 3 wide action. The 30 around. And the 48 collected with it. The 35. More cars being collected. The 9, the 8. The 43 also getting collected in this mess. The 44 narrowly avoiding the 43 there. Oh my gosh. All started with that 30 car of Nathan Anderson. Let's bring it back. What exactly even happened there? Wow. Bring it back. All right, let's slow-mo this. Bring her in a little tighter. That 3 tried to squeeze that 30 down. Just wasn't enough space. The 1 to his outside, looking to give the 1 some room. The 1 able to make it through, clear that 48 and the 35. Nowhere to go. Lucky the 6 making it through. The 51, the 45. Tyler Daniels making it through. Let's jump back over. I know. Yep. Went back up the track here. Caught the 9. Oh, and the 8. Absolutely ended their night. Not what they wanted to see. The 9. And then the 9. Getting some contact with the 43 after the accident. 43 then finding himself up into the wall. Not a good situation there, unfortunately. A lot of cars getting lucky. A lot of cars not so lucky on that one. The big one here at Talladega, I hope. As we reach our 4th caution of the night, I'm going to jump back to one more commercial break. We'll be right back.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Real quick, people stop the real quick cut. Double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
He knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1, 2, 3 finish.
Hello, welcome back. Greg Tilson up in the booth for Fearless Broadcasting, welcoming you back to the Rogue Racing League Season 4, Round 2 here at Talladega. Currently out front, Paul Watson, after a few pit stops from the leaders under this 4th caution. Give you a top 5 rundown. Joshua Dunn sitting in that 2nd position. Fred Daniels sitting in 3rd. We've got Gary Rose sitting in that 4th spot. Tyler Daniels sitting in that 5th position. Jason Berg, last season's champion, sitting back in 6th. Jake Johnson sitting in 7th. Austin Toller sitting in 8th. Richard Culbertson, after a early accident, back up in the top 10 in 9th, and rounding out our top 10 is that 84 of Corey Stewart. as we get ready to go back. Green lights are out on the pace car. Excited to see some green flag racing here. Quite a few green flag runs. Few cautions sprinkled in between here. 75 laps is the race distance here tonight. Pull up our race recap. We are on lap 40 of that 70. 4 cautions for 11 laps, not too bad. 5 lead changes. And we got that Josh Dunn car sitting out front. Although actually it's Paul Watson in that 77, but yep. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Ready to go back. Green flag here. Paul Watson, Joshua Dunn leading us to this green flag restart number 4. Like I was talking about those memories, that 23 stacker 2 of Kenny Wallace back in the day. Looking cool on that outside of that 77. Carson Hocevar looking ride the dente of Paul Watson. Gotta love it. Here at Rogue Racing, pace car is off, pulling into the restart zone now. Green flag is out. The cars are back underway here at the Rogue Racing League Talladega. That 6 car on the bumper of the 77. The bottom row looking to have a great jump. Most of these restarts, the bottom row really having a good start to it. As we pan out, oh gosh, Joshua Berg diving to that bottom lane. We see a little bit of contact between that 21 and I think that was the 69 of Richard Culbertson as he moves back a little bit now, unfortunately, after that contact with Jason Berg. That 21. The 77 catching a little bit of that apron. Careful about that. Paul Watson up front. Jump back to some of this action back in the field. 3x3. Somebody pulling down pit lane. Not quite sure what happened there. The 89 completely off the race service. The Wesley Ottman caution's out. Caution is out. That 48 is absolutely destroyed. Let's bring it back. See what brought that out. Unfortunate right there. The 48 and the 35. Let's slow it down. The 48 with quite the run, moving to the bottom. The 35 maybe just not knowing he's there. Moving down a little bit, making some contact. I don't think the 48 moved up at all. And then, yeah, and then he caught the 84 a little bit. Fortunately, bringing them both into that outside wall. Ooh, who's that getting complete? The 46, Austin Toller, completely driving through Wesley Ottman there. Pretty sure he had some damage from that. He had to. Yeah, quite a bit of damage on that 46 as well. Not what we were looking for. Oh, yeah, bumper already fell off now. Jump back out front. Paul Watson, that 77. Not minding these cautions out front, I'm sure. Some of these other drivers, unfortunately, involved in the accidents, not all too thrilled, I'm sure. No fast repairs, fortunately, here in the Rogue Racing League. So if your car is crashed, you are pretty much done for the night. Still looks like we got 25 cars rolling out there right now. Wesley Ottman, our first car out in that 26th position. Alex McWhorter, Zach DeMars, Devin Clark, Peter Stewart, Hunter Mitchell, all unfortunately out of today's race. 31 drivers showing up tonight. Good field of drivers here for the Rogue Racing League. I know we got a few special appearances I know Christian Alston in that 28 car. Let's check him out here. Making a special appearance in that me car out at Talladega. Don't think he is running the complete schedule with us here this season. I think he's just doing the crown jewels. Doing Talladega, Daytona, Indy. From what I heard. Looks like he's got some left front damage. Driver's side front. If that's just my eyes or the paint scheme. Maybe not. Last season's champion. That 21. Jason Berg. Comfortably sitting in that top 5. There in 5th spot. Thank you for Rogue Racing League having me up here. Thank you to Fearless Broadcasting. Want to give a big thank you to Premier Racing Setups. Also, want to give a big thank you to Juicy Spider Studios. Thank you, Goose's Swag Shop. Goose's Rattlecan Shop. And Puffy's Swag Shop, excuse me. Make sure you go check out all of our partners. Let us do this. Make sure we can make this happen for you guys. Big thank you for everything that they do for us. Lights still out on the pace car. One more lap around here. Bring back up our race recap here. Quite a few more cautions since we talked last time. 5 cautions out now. 13 laps. Up to 5 lead changes. Lap 44. Just a few laps. Unable to get it back going green. Looking forward to a long green flag run here. See if we can't get a fuel run. That'll be pretty exciting. So if we had to make some bets in the chat, if you're in chat with me live, who do we got to win this thing tonight? Just crossed halfway here. A little bit past halfway. I'm going to give you guys until lap 55. Put in your guesses. Go ahead, type them in chat. Who you got to win? Watson winning. I hear Watson winning. He's insane. In the chat, Paul Watson in that 77 got a fan out in the chat box saying he's going to take it home tonight. Pace lights out on the pace car. Thank you for stopping by, buddy. Lucas Mack, shout out to you, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by live. Once again, thank you everybody here live with us, checking us out on the video, on the replay. Here with the Rogue Racing League, Greg Tilson up in the booth. We got Paul Watson and Fred Daniels about to take us to this green flag. Jake Johnson, Tyler Daniels, David Chandler, Dylan Passetti, Joshua Dunn, Aaron Rucker, Richard Culbertson, all in the top 10. Looking to make their move to the front tonight. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday evening. Sunday night now. Hopefully we get to see some great side-by-side action like we did that last green flag run here. Getting ready to go green flag racing again. As these Gen 4 cars peel out of turn 4, that pace car diving below this yellow line here. Paul Watson, Fred Daniels lead you to that green flag restart zone. Do believe it's the Yellowwood restart zone here at Talladega, but I might be wrong. Pretty sure it is. And the green flag is out. Looks like the United Rentals restart zone. I'm thinking Real life, it's the yellow wood, but that's okay. Looking pretty even on this restart. The best restart for the outside lane, I think, so far yet. Not a lot of help on that bottom. The 77 of Paul Watson. Tyler Daniels to his back bumper down the backstretch here. The bottom staying organized, getting a little bit of a run here. It looks like 3 wide splitting Fred Daniels here. Down the middle. The 32 of Jake Johnson out to the outside lane. David Chandler right behind him in that one car. Trying to get to that front. Paul Watson pulling out ahead with Tyler Daniels. Just behind him, Jason Berg. Just behind Tyler Daniels. Looking for some room. Looking to get down to 1. David Chandler making that move down to the bottom. Behind Jason Berg. Oh, a little bit of network lag there by Paul Watson. That's okay. So we jump back. Let's check out the side-by-side action throughout the field here. The first 6 cars all single filed out. The rest of the pack still side-by-side here. Coming down the backstretch. What a view. The 69 getting into that 51 there. Luckily enough, not enough to spin. That 69 looking to get to that bottom in front of that 51 as he does there. Not liking that high side, that 51 moving out of the lane. That's the 89 and the 13. The 89 giving him a little bit of space, backing off back there. We see a little bit of that. Catching somebody ahead of you, having a lift. Does that 89 fall off now? He's got some help from behind. Nicholas Trudeau in that 89, Season 2 champion. As we're still 3-4 wide back here. As they elect to work it back out to 2 wide. 43 on the outside of the 7 and the 13, 3 wide again. The 43 into the wall on that high side. Quite a bit of moving and shaking here. The 30 to the outside of the 28 and around them just back in front. Quite a bit of different strategy being played out here tonight. I do think that 89 Nicholas Trudeau on that high side kind of hanging out in the back there. Maybe trying to stay out of the mess. I don't blame him. Getting a little racy up in the front there. Paul Watson and that 77 still out ahead of that 45 Tyler Daniels. And the 21 Jason Berg. That 988 of Kyle Lynott on that outside with the 24 of David Owens right behind him. The 11 Lee Jones behind him. The outside trying to make a resurgence here. The outside gaining a little bit of organization. The bottom just staying together. Trying to keep pace with the outside. Great side-by-side green flag plate track racing here at Talladega. Fearless Broadcasting. Greg Tilson up in the booth. Rogue Racing League Season 4. Round 2 here at Talladega. Can't ask for much better racing than this. Now we got that 988 of Kyle Lynott out in that lead on the high side. The 1 into the wall. The 7 collecting that 1. The 7 Alex McQuarter. Let's back it up. What happened here? Not a good. The 1 ending up on his side there. Let's see what happened. The 1 on the bottom here as we enter turn 3. The 7 on the outside. The 21 looks to move up a little bit. The 1 still staying very stable here. The 30 car getting into the rear of the 7. Collecting the 1 right in front of that 44. Wow. The 6, the 7, the 1, and the 30 all just meeting in one spot. What? Wow, that is an accident. Does this 43 avoid the 7? Yes, he does. Good heads up driving by that 43. The 1. Wow, sliding on his... No, that's not the one. Who is that? No, that wasn't the one on his lid. But he got on his lid, I think. Did he get hit again? Oh, no, he didn't. He just... Man. Woof. Quite a bit of damage there. Quite a few drivers out for the night. What a great green flag run we were having there. Fortunately, quite a few good cars taken out for the night. As all of the lead lap cars electing to come down pit road this time, it looks like, let's see. Make sure no one else. Yep, just about every car coming down pit road. Pit road, busy. Busy this time by. As we watch the race off the 24, beating that 77. All right, it looks like David Owens in that 24 car. Back out to the lead. On pit cycles, able to jump ahead of that 77 of Paul Watson. Paul Watson going to be starting off on that outside lane. Tyler Daniels back in third position. Kyle Lynott in that 988. Back in the fourth position. Matt Novella, after an early accident, able to drive back through the field up to fourth right now. Wow. Kyle Lynott in fifth. Timing and scoring showing me. Jake Johnson up to sixth. Jason Berg in seventh. Dylan Passetti in the eighth position. Gary Rose in the ninth spot. Chuck Sweeting rounding out our top 10. Let's keep going. Lee Jones in 11th. Stephen Neal in 12th. Joshua Dunn sitting back in 13th. Aaron Rucker sitting back in 14th. Nicholas Trudeau sitting back in 15th. We got Christian Alston sitting in that 16th position. Corey Stewart in 17th. Richard Culbertson in 18th. Tim Darby sitting in 19th. John Spizak sitting in 20th. Steve Bocock in that 12, back out on the track. Looks like they got that machine fixed, back up to 21st. Alex McWhorter will be 22nd. And that 30, Nathan Anderson sitting in 23rd. Jump back out. Run. Lights on the pace car are out. Getting ready to go back green flag racing here. As we come out of turn 2. This time by green flag gonna wave. Bring back up our race recap. Lap 53 here of 75. David Owens sitting out in front currently. Six cautions for 17 laps here tonight. 5 lead changes to be expected here out at Talladega. David Owens, Paul Watson Matt Novella, Tyler Daniels, and Jake Johnson, the top 5, leading you to this green flag here. This time, Fearless Broadcasting, Greg Tilson up in the booth. Rogue Racing League Season 4, Round 2 here at Talladega. Glad you are joining us here, folks. Looking forward to get back racing here. Side-by-side draft pack racing is so exciting. Pace car is off. That 24 and 77 leading us to that green flag here. Talladega Super Speedway. Greg Tilson up in the booth. Hope you're having a good Sunday here with us. Coming back into the restart zone. Green flag is back underway. Paul Watson in that 77 on the bottom with a great push from Tyler Daniels. That bottom lane just looks much more organized. Luckily, the top holding their own here. The bottom is pulling ahead slightly. Let's see what kind of run the outside lane can get down this backstretch. Long backstretch. Alabama gang backstretch here at Talladega. As we watch the Snakes, lane 1, lane 2. Drivers fanning out as they enter turn 1 and 2 here. Great side-by-side drafting action here. Talladega can't get much better than this. That bottom lane starting to deteriorate there in the middle. The front still holding strong. That top lane just still unable to reach back up into the front. That 77, Paul Watson still out in front. Tyler Daniels in that 45, holding him out there, being the helping hand that he needs, pushing him out in front of everybody. Jason Berg just behind him. Last season's champion. He knows how to get it done here in that 21 car. The outside lane leaded by that 988 Kyle Lynott. That 24 David Owens just to his back bumper. And behind him, you do have Matt Novella in that 56 on the outside. Looks like the 77 starting to defend that high lane just a little bit. 24 car giving that 988 a good push up there. The 77 of Paul Watson starting to work both lanes. Oh, not clear. Tyler Daniels, yeah, clears himself. Gets clear. Tyler giving him the room there. Definitely could have ended badly up in front of everybody there. As 19 laps to go, ticks down. Intensity starting to calm down a little bit. These drivers knowing they got to make it to the end here to make it. If you want to make it at first, you got to make it to the end. So, something like that. Got to make sure you make it to 51 around. Caution out. Wow. Did no other cars get into that? How? That might have been an iRacing caution. I know we only throw cautions for multi-car. Wow. How everybody able to keep out of that. The 11. Let's go slow. Let's jump on board with the 11 and see exactly what he was seeing. Where is that 11? Lee Jones. Let's jump in the cockpit. Watch this 51 of Gary Rose get sent around here. Right here. Yeah, he just moved up a little bit. Unfortunately, he slowed down. Didn't quite commit to the middle. And Lee was not lifting for old Gary there. Nope. And let's jump back with Gary there. Take a ride with him. Luckily, no other cars involved. Very impressed with that. Very lucky to have no other cars involved. Wow. Absolutely wow. Not even, I don't even think he got much damage in that one either. Couldn't get much luckier out here at Talladega on a caution. Making the RC, Mr. Corey over there, work for it tonight. Thank you for our RC, Corey. Rodnott. Thank you very much, buddy. Putting you through your paces. 7th caution here tonight. Feel bad for the race controller up there in the booth. Have to go bring him some cookies here after the race. It's just next door, you know. As we watch these drivers skip pit road up front, we see the 12, Steve Bocock, electing to come down. Gary Rose comes down. The 7 electing to get his wave by, or he may be the lucky dog. Fortunately, missing his nose out here at Talladega. That's not a good sign. Pace car lights are still on. Paul Watson still out in front here. Tyler Daniels still right behind. Jason Berg, Chuck Sweeting, and Jake Johnson rounding out our top 5. Kyle Lynott, David Owens, Lee Jones, Matt Novella, Christian Alston rounding out our top 10. Dylan Passetti with a strong run in 11th. Stephen Neal up 18 spots to that 12th spot. Kyle Lynott tonight, so far, our biggest mover currently, up 20 spots to that 6th position. Starting in 26th up to 6th. Kyle Lynott in that 988 car. Just notice that little piece of fact. Richard Culberson up 14 to the 15th spot, so he started 29th. Big thank you to Nicholas Trudeau, Gary Rose, Steve Bocock coming out, David Chandler, Fred Daniels, Devin Clark, Austin Toller, Wesley Ottman, Zach DeMars, Peter Stewart, Hunter Mitchell. Thank you guys all for coming out tonight. Unfortunately, most of you not having the night go the way you wanted. Let me see if I can bring David Chandler up here. Hey, David Chandler, Greg Tilson up in the booth. Unfortunate turn of events. Do you got me, buddy?
Yeah, I got you. What's up, bro?
Looks like that 30 car getting a little bit of help, catching your right rear, sending you up into the wall there. That one looked like it hurt. How was that for you, bud?
Honestly, out of all the wrecks I've had on iRacing, I think that might have been the scariest wreck I've ever had, because typically you have like an audio cue, or you just kind of sense that something bad's gonna happen. But that one, it happened so quick. It was unexpected, and honestly, it kind of jump scared me. You know what I mean?
Oh, so, I totally get it.
Yeah, it was a fright, but yeah, it is what it is. It's super speedway racing, and we'll just move on to the next one, and hopefully have a better time next week.
Yep, just the way the cookie crumbles here at Talladega sometimes. Thank you for jumping up with the booth with us, buddy. Have a great rest of your night, pal.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the broadcast.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And that was that number 1, David Chandler, unfortunately involved in that most recent accident there. As the pace car lights do turn off, getting ready to go green flag racing here. Rogue Racing League Season 4, Round 2, here at Talladega. Bring up our race recap. How many laps we got to go? Not many. 60 to 75, 15 to go. 7 cautions so far. Looks like cautions breeding cautions here late. Still a great race. A lot of side-by-side. Great action here with the Rogue Racing League. Want to give a big thank you to anyone who stopped by here. I caution. Yeah, sometimes, you know, we'll have those on the big track, man. I pacing, not I racing. Sometimes, you know. But Paul Watson, Tyler Daniels bringing us to this green flag. Pace car pulling off. Getting ready to go. Green flag here again at Talladega. Round 2, Rogue Racing League, Season 4. Green flag is back out through the restart zone, waiting really late in the restart zone. Getting out a little far is that 77 of Paul Watson. I'm not sure that was the right play for the restart. 21 of Jason Berg. Finally getting up to his bumper. That outside Tyler Daniels, Chuck Sweeting, very better connected here as they come off of turn 2. Really interested what's going to happen down this backstretch. I'm going to say that 45 going to have a big run down here. But the inside lane able to get it organized, keep the run on the bottom. Great job by that 77, the 21, and that 32. Jake Johnson, Jason Berg, and Paul Watson out ahead. Pulling ahead on that bottom lane. What a great run. First 4 cars out, single file. Every car behind, 2 by 2 by 2. Great side-by-side action here at Talladega. Let's jump back a little bit with this action, inches from each other. Gen 4 NASCAR. Talladega. Does it get much more exciting? 3 wide here. The 44, Dylan Passetti electing to go to the outside back there. Let's check how that works. The 44 on the outside of the 56 and the 8. Unable to keep the speed on out there. Drop in behind that 51. Drop in behind that 51 of Gary Rose. Not able to move ahead with that move to the high side. Really interested if this high side can get a run going here late in the race. Quite a few times that high side got going and got up front, but it just kind of stalls out. The 45, oh my gosh. 3 wide out front here. That just took me completely off guard. 3 wide, 2 by 2 here. 3 by 3. Out front, the 24 to the high side, the 988. Following him up there. Unfortunately, losing some positions. Gaining a few hitchhikers in the back there. 3 wide racing here with the Rogue Racing League. Can't get much more exciting than this. Great job by these drivers. 12 laps to go. They crossed the stripe this time. 12 laps to go. As Paul Watson finds himself back out front on that top side. Jason Berg still behind him. Trying to use the top and the bottom. Switching from the high to the bottom. The 28 into the 32. Able to keep it straight. Wow. Christian Alston grabbing a little piece of Jake Johnson there. Jake able to keep it straight in the 32. Christian, great job giving him the room to grab a hold of that thing back together. The 45 down in front of Christian Alston. That top line kind of falling apart there up in the front. Tyler Daniels, one of the head chargers on that high line so far. Moving down to the bottom. Still 3 wide racing there in the back. Bumper tag going on the high side. That 54 John Spizak absolutely giving it to that 75. absolutely giving it to him. That 75, Chuck Sweeting. That pink car, top lane. First car on that outside, John Spizak. That 54, the black, white, and blue numbered 54 on the outside. Trying to get that 75 out to the front. 10 laps to go as we cross the stripe this time. 10 laps. Paul Watson still out in front. Jason Berg just behind him on his inside. Jake Johnson also on the inside. Tyler Daniels moves up to that first car on the outside. Trying to make that outside work there. The 75 of Chuck Sweeting right to his back bumper. John Spizak just behind him. Trying to get that outside rolling, just not as close together as that inside lane. I'm gonna think the inside has a little bit more energy, just being a little bit tighter. Those first three cars just packed in there like sardines. That 21 all over that rear bumper of the 77. Tyler Daniels able to sneak ahead on that outside. The outside getting a little bit more organized there. That's the key right now. Keep that line straight and organized. Try to keep the momentum up. The 89 and the 44 getting up in the mix. Nicholas Trudeau. Dylan Passetti, the 56. Out into the wall, it looked like. Momentarily able to drag her back off the wall back there. 3 wide. 3 by 3 by 3 back here in the back as they double file it back out. What a race Rogue Racing League is putting on here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway. Out front, Jason Berg now. Tyler Daniels out to the outside second row. Out front is Paul Watson ahead of him. Jason Berg getting help from that 32 with the 7 on the apron. A lap car trying to stay out of the way. The field works themselves by cleanly. Very good job by that 7 getting out of the way of the leaders there. Trying to grab on the back of the pack, but I don't think he's got enough. No front bumper is definitely not going to help. 6 laps to go. No, 7. Okay, excuse me.
Caution's out.
Caution is out.
How are you doing, bud?
What happened here? Was this the lap car? No, maybe not. No, it wasn't. Let's hit play, slow it down. Let's go TV1. This 56. The 12, Steve Bocock going to the inside of the 51. The 56 to the outside of Steve Bocock. Bocock looks to fade back out, not realizing the 56 was there. The 12 into the wall hard. The 89, not much place to go with the 56 spinning in front of him. The 89, luckily, I think, kept it off of the 56, but the 13, oh no. That 13, unfortunately, grabbing the 89, it looks like there. If I can grab it, rewind that a little bit. Did he grab? Yes, he did. He grabbed the 89. Oh, man. What a mess. Very unfortunate. Another accident here today. Our 8th caution for tonight. Talladega racing for you. Watch the in-car of the 24. Oh, from this accident. Let's see. Let's take it back. Yeah, I saw he did a nice quick dodge maneuver there. Let's jump on board with David Owens in that 24. Let's back that thing up. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Sure, it's backing up as quick as we can. They're still pacing, so we're good. Let's jump on board with them. Cockpit. All right. Real time. Let's see what happened. Woo! That 24, David Owens, putting them lefts and rights to work there. Gosh, absolutely monster, avoiding those accidents there. David Owens, give it up for David Owens and that 24, avoiding all of that mayhem going on in front of him. What a wow. Let's see, Zach DeMar's still on pit road. I'm going to see Zach DeMar's that 35 and 29th on pit road. Let me see if I can grab a hold of him. Hey, Zach, Greg up in the booth. Do you got me, buddy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, Zach, unfortunate turn of events. Looks like you're sitting on pit road there. Scored in the 29th position. Can you tell me what happened, bud? You got me, Zach? Oh, excuse me. Try to grab Zach up in here. Unfortunately, some technical difficulties. That's all right. As the pace light's still out, see if we can pull somebody else up here. Who else is in here? You know what? We got Tyler Daniels out leading the race. Where is he? I know he's in here. Oh, that's a long drag though. Yeah, we're pacing. Come on, Tyler. Up, come up with me. No, up. It won't go up. Oh, no, it won't do it for me. Never mind. I tried. It wouldn't auto scroll. Well, pace light's about to come off here on the Rogue Racing League Season 4, Round 2 here at Talladega. Brought to you by Fearless Broadcasting. Want to give a big thank you to Juicy Spider Studios, Premier Racing Setups, Puffy Swag Shop, and Goose's Rattlecan Shop. Thank you to all our partners that make this happen. Thank you to all the leagues that let us make this happen. I was out at Lanier this morning, or this afternoon, about 3 o'clock over there with the Bad Batch Sim Racers 410s over at Lanier this afternoon. What a great race them boys put on. Do believe Tuesday, I'll be live with Valued Alliance Racing. Looking forward to that ARCA race over at Echo Park. That's going to be another good one. Driving the ARCA cars there over at VAR. Ending out tonight here with the Rogue Racing League for my doubleheader here Sundays. Excited to get back green flag racing here, our 8th caution. Tyler Daniels, Paul Watson out front leading us to this green flag. Chuck Sweeting, Jason Berg, and Jake Johnson all in the top 5, looking to get to the front. John Spizak, Dylan Passetti, Christian Alston, Aaron Rucker, Stephen Neal rounding out our top 10 here. Getting ready to go back green. 72 of 75, almost to the end here. 7 lead changes, 8 cautions for 23 laps. See who can close it out here tonight. Tyler Daniels winning last week. Let's see if he can go back to back. Getting ready for this green flag to come back out here. Green flag out here for the Rogue Racing League. Talladega Round 2, Season 4. Tyler Daniels out to a good head start on that bottom lane. The outside a little more organized. Jason Berg and Paul Watson. Let's see if Chuck Sweeting can pull up to that rear bumper of Tyler and give him a push. Tyler Daniels pushing out ahead now. These cars coming up to speed down the backstretch side by side, 2x2 throughout the field. Looking for an exciting finish here as Paul Watson decides to pull out in front of Tyler Daniels there. Dylan Passetti on the top, looking like he's trying to make some moves in that 44. See that car moving around a little bit. That 77, Paul Watson trying to work both lanes up front there as the leader, making sure that top and bottom does not get ahead of him. The 21, Jason Berg pulling alongside on the top, pulling ahead with his buddy John Spizak right behind him. Dylan Passetti just behind John. Tyler Daniels just behind Paul Watson there. Aaron Rucker in the 3 on the bottom as well, as he moves to the top. Dylan Passetti into John Spizak. Passetti into the wall. Big accident. A lot of cars involved in this one. A wheel. See a wheel? Oh no. Quite a lot of cars. I don't think that the white was out yet, so I think we're gonna get a green-white checkered. I don't think that the white was out yet. I could be wrong, but let's take a different view of that. Let's stop that. I want to take this view. Let's go slow-mo here. Watching that 44, Dylan Passetti, that Gator, number 44, look to make a move on the 54, John Spizak. Spizak looking to cover, just not clear. Fortunately, Spizak finding the wall. Dylan trying to recover. Spizak coming back down the 3, grabbing the 44, and then mayhem. Just absolute mayhem. The 43, nowhere to go. The 69, nowhere to go. The 89 just almost squeaking through. Almost. The 84, the 3, the 44, the 28, all involved in this one. Another big one here at Talladega. Jump back live. That Florida Gators 44, Dylan Passetti, unfortunately, not looking the best. Started 19th, currently up to 14th, still up a few positions. He can bring this thing home. Jump back out front. John Spizak marked as our leader, currently on pit road. Quite a lot of damage. Jason Berg, the first car out on the track. Not quite sure. We're going to have to let this roll through and see what time and scoring gives us. Might just give us the end right here. No, we did not. Okay. So it didn't do unofficial results, so that means we did not come to yellow, to white. Gonna have another green-white checkered here. Looks like Jason Berg, Paul Watson gonna be leading us to this yellow again. Tyler Daniels still up ahead out front. Chuck Sweeting right there in 4th. Jake Johnson back in that 5th spot. Stephen Neal. Joshua Dunn, David Owens, Lee Jones, and Kyle Lynott all in our top 10. So I did hear that Kyle Lynott, sponsored by a suicide outreach, I believe. I'm gonna let me want to get a little better view of his car here. See. No. Oh. Suicide awareness. I'm not quite sure what it's got to do with. I have to get some info on that, but definitely a big proponent of that. So thank you, Kyle Lanot, for out here supporting suicide awareness. Very important subject. Fuck suicide. Oh yeah. And let's see. Got a comment on the 77 ride, the Dente 45 Tyler Daniels car. Always looking sharp out here. Can't miss Chuck Sweeting with this pink ride. I'm gonna let you know that. I absolutely love this 43 of Stephen Neal. Great looking hot rod here. It's a cool looking car. Papyrus throwback. You got the Stacker 2 Kenny Wallace paint scheme. Sun drop. Can't miss the sun drop. What do we got on? I'm not quite sure what that 84 is. Interesting, the Tide. Very common Tide. Gotta love the Intimidator, the Kodak throwbacks, Talladega Nights. Fortunately, Richard Culbertson back on pit road. Alex McCorder catching back up to the field. Pace lights are out here. Coming back down the Alabama gang backstretch. Coming to green this time by the action getting crazier and crazier. Let's see what is going to happen. This last green-white checker right here. Think we get 2 attempts. This will be our first attempt at a green-white checker here at Talladega. Wonder if all the cars got fuel to make it to the end. Quite a few caution laps here tonight. I don't think that's too much of a worry for these drivers, but always a possibility. Once again, Jason Berg in that 21. Paul Watson in the 77 leading us off to this green flag. 45 Tyler Daniels, Chuck Sweeting in the 75. And that 32 Jake Johnson, 43 Stephen Neal. Rounding out our top 6 there. Bringing us to this green flag pace car. About to pull off here. Peeling off down pit road. The field coming to the restart zone through the tri-oval. Getting ready to go green here. Season 4, Round 2, Talladega Rogue Racing League. Greg Thielsen up in the booth. Fearless Broadcasting.
Green flag.
Jason Berg, Paul Watson bringing us to this green flag. Green flag is out. 21 of Jason Berg out to a big lead early here. See if he can maintain that. The 45 of Tyler Daniels to his back bumper. Not letting him get out too far ahead. Good job by him. The outside looking strong. Jason moving to the outside, back to the bottom. Trying to cover every run here. The 45 still on the bumper of the 21, Jason Berg. The 77 out to the front, Paul Watson in front of Jason Berg here. Coming to the white flag. Paul Watson out ahead, Jason Berg, Tyler Daniels, and Jake Johnson. Stephen Neal up in that 5th spot on the outside. In the 43, that 23 car of Joshua Dunn. Coming to the white flag this time. Jason Berg looking to the outside. White flag is out. Jason Berg to the high side. Tyler Daniels behind him with the push. The 43 to the 3rd spot. Looks like it's going to be between that 43 and the 21. The 43 with a run here pushing the 45 of Tyler Daniels with a big push here down the back. Who's going to make the move? Jason Berg fading to the bottom there with Tyler Daniels. The 43 making a run on the outside. Not much help. The 21 out front. Jason Berg, Tyler Daniels just behind him. What's going to happen coming to the front stretch? Checkered flag about to wave here. Rogue Racing League, Talladega. Tyler Daniels pulls out to the outside. 3 wide. 3 wide, no. Jason Berg to the bottom. Tyler Daniels to the top. Tyler Daniels back to back. Tyler Daniels back to back here at the Rogue Racing League. Paul Watson coming home second. Jason Berg coming home third. Stephen Neal, Jake Johnson, Joshua Dunn, David Owens, Lee Jones, Chuck Sweeting, Kyle Lynott, rounding out our top 10, Gary Rose, Tim Darby, Christian Alston, Aaron Rucker, Alex McCorder, Dylan Passetti, Corey Stewart, Richard Culbertson, rounding out our top 18 on the track. What a finish, folks. Wow. 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 All right, let me get the overall race finish. Show that for you, folks. Tyler Daniels coming home with tonight's win. Paul Watson just about a 10th away. Jason Berg a little bit farther. Stephen Neal getting our hardest charger up 26 positions tonight. Most laps led was that 77 Paul Watson out front for 32 laps tonight. Fastest lap, David Chandler in that one car with a 49.232. Pole position today was Nathan Anderson starting out on that top spot. Unfortunate, not able to bring it home in that top spot. We had 8 different green flag lead changes between 6 drivers. 79 lap total distance here tonight. Scheduled for 75. We ended up going 79. 9 cautions for 26 laps. What a great night of racing here. Let me go grab my podium drivers, bring them up in the booth. We will be right back.
Real quick, you both stop the real quick touch. Double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
I knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
And welcome back. In the booth, we got P3 Jason Berg. Jason, do you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, Jason, strong run here tonight. P3 finish on the night. Last season's champion, showing your strong finishes early in the season. How was the race for you there tonight, buddy?
It was a long one. A lot of cautions, but there was still some good racing. I had fun. Sucks that my main buddy teammate there, Spizak, got wrecked, and he had to work his way back. He had like 6 minutes of damage or something like that at the beginning of the race, and so for him to come back and be literally fighting for a win with when the last yellow came out, it's pretty impressive. And after that, just kind of started working with Tyler a little bit, and just didn't really have anybody else to work with, and so I knew he was probably going to pull out and take a chance at the win, and that's what he did. It was a good race overall, though.
Yeah, quite a few cautions tonight. Typical for a plate track. I think not too irregular. A little more than our normal, but not too bad overall. In that driver's seat, though, those green flags, how was it trying to keep your patience, just stay behind that car in front of you, not poke your head out in a dangerous position? How hard was that for you?
It wasn't too bad. The main thing with these cars is the front and rear bumpers are kind of rounded, so they're completely different in that aspect. When you touch another car, it wants to turn them. So they draft completely different than what a lot of these guys are used to, and you could definitely tell in the field tonight who had driven them some and understood where the four corners of their cars were and who didn't. But it was, I mean, overall wasn't too bad. Just trying to ride it out and maintain my position, and it worked out pretty well.
Well, awesome. Jason Berg coming home P3 tonight. Who you got to thank there, buddy?
We'll go with my work, Torque Lift International. Like I said previously, RV, camper accessories, towing, hitches, anything you need. We make hitches for any car out there. We sell worldwide, and we have a retractable step system for your RV or race car trailer or camper, anything. And then Spizak, my buddy, he's starting a mobile RV repair company. So Spizak's RV and maintenance, repair and maintenance. Check him out.
Thank you there, Jason. Glad to have you up here. As always, look forward to seeing you again this season. Congratulations, pal.
Thank you. Appreciate it. See you next week.
And Paul Watson, Greg up in the booth. You got me, buddy?
Gotcha. Hello.
How you doing, Paul? Coming home with a strong P2 tonight. Tell me about your race a little bit, buddy. Up front, quite a bit. Got cycled back through some runs. Able to keep it up front, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have that many friends in the field, honestly. I'm not a very social guy. But I tried to work with whoever I could. Early on, I tried to just get some track position early on. That way I don't gotta worry about it later on in the race, and I can just kind of mellow out a little bit while I'm out front. And just I feel like the most important thing was making sure that you could do the least amount of stops with like what fuel you had, because I think there was quite a few number of cautions that we had early on that I just was thinking, I don't know, I don't think tires are that important. I don't think I can make it to the end on fuel from here, depending on, how many cautions do keep falling. So I just stayed out until I knew I could make it. Then, yeah, just drove like hell from there.
Well, you drove like hell all the way up to second, man. That's a great run here tonight. Talladega, really hard. Quite a few cautions here tonight. I'm going to say it was a lot of perseverance trying to make it to the end there, huh?
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. Just making sure that out of harm's way at all times. And yeah, just keeping the nose clean.
Well, great job here tonight, Paul. You got anybody there to thank, buddy?
I mean, on the car I got Chili's. Go get yourself a Presidente Margarita.
We were talking about the Ride the Dente on the side there today. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Throwback to Carson. Well, thank you for stopping up here with us, Paul. Hope to see you again along the rest of the season. Thank you and congratulations, buddy.
Of course, it's been a pleasure.
Now, let me go grab Tyler Daniels. I'm going to jump back up in here and grab me a Tyler. Where is he? There's Tyler. Let me put him in here. Jump in here with him. And our race winner tonight, Tyler Daniels, the number 45, bringing it home to victory circle. How was that, Tyler? 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row is right. Clearly, my new sponsor seems to be somewhat of a good luck charm, I would think. I don't think they'll be coming off the car anytime soon.
Fair enough. Fair enough. A good superstition right there. On the car twice, won twice. Not taking that off, right?
Right, right. Yeah, super happy to get it. I'm pretty sure, as far as running in the league goes, this is my third season, and I'm pretty sure this is the first super speedway race that I've finished in Rogue. And on top of that, it was a win. So just, sweet kiss of all.
You know, those plate tracks just so hit or miss. It's more about luck than even skill around these places sometimes. And today, coming home with that luck, I bet you take it, huh?
The only luck that I'm going to credit is missing a couple of those wrecks. I'm going to 100% credit that win to having some friends, and I'd like to call them teammates, but I don't know if they consider me one of those yet. Jason was 100% working with me there at the end. Well, from the beginning, we were close to each other almost the whole time. He was great when it came to managing the runs. He was great when it came to watching in front of the guy in front of him and making sure not to plow into your rear bumper and lift your rear tires up off the ground, because it's very easy to do with these cars. So big credit to him, especially once we got hooked up there at the end. I told him on that last restart, one way or another, you and I are finishing up front. I don't care if it's you win or I win, but I just want to finish this race. And I knew I had such a good push there right there at the end from third place that I told him, I was like, it's coming, buddy. He said, I'm staying low. So we made sure not to make contact between each other, but it was definitely help from friends out there on the racetrack, and super glad to get hooked up with him, and only wish his teammate Spizak could have been out there with us. That was the only big downside to it, is he got taken out there towards the end too. But great finish. Super excited to move on to race 3. So far this season's off to a good start. 2 for 2, man. 2 for 2.
Yeah, can't get much better than that. 2 races down, 2 wins in the bag. Yeah, not much better of a record than that. Having a great season out here. Like you said, friends, that 21 Jason Berg pulled in behind you, pushed you to that lead, tried to, at that last minute, see, hey, who's going to win? And turned out you were victorious here again tonight. Congratulations there, Tyler. Who do you got to thank there, buddy?
I got to think Bright Flame Counseling for sure. Clearly, they're the good luck charm, adding a little bit of speed to this hot rod. But yeah, like I said, some of the teammates, and I got to thank Rogue for putting on the show, and you for broadcasting.
Well, we appreciate it there. Thank you, Tyler Daniels, coming home number 1 tonight. Appreciate it. Have a great night, buddy.
Hell yeah, brother. Thank you.
And that is all for tonight. Rogue Racing League Season 4 should be live. No? Oh, nope. And it blacked me out. All right. Thank you for stopping by. This is Greg Thielsen up in the booth for Fearless Broadcasting. I want to give one more big thank you to... Just blacked me out. Okay. Want to give one more big thank you to Premier Racing Setups, to Juicy Spider Studios, to Goose's... Oh. What is this? Sorry, hold on 1 minute. Sorry, Puffy Swag Shop. And Goose's Rattlecan Shop. Thank you for all the partners. Thank you for sticking it out with us here. And we will see you next time. For Greg Thielsen, Fearless Broadcasting. Till next time, goodbye.